Let me introduce the panel today. We have in the studio Editor-in-Chief Raman Kirpal, our in-house legal expert, Justice Anand Vardhan. Joining us from Jaipur is Tabeenah Anjum. Hi, Tabeenah.
Hi, Abhinandan. Hi, everyone.
I'll probably be asking you some provocative questions that you don't have to answer, but I have some rather rude views of the royalty of Rajasthan. Specifically, I remember there's a film called Gulal. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
Now, I have such geniuses who are from, the minor royalty, like the fifth son of the eighth concubines. So one of those types. So when he watched Gulal, he actually thought Gulal showed the Rajputs in a very good light. Like the satire went over his head.
If you see a BJP poster, advertisements here, you'll find 5 faces there. You'll find PM Narendra Modi in the middle, JP Nadda, then CP Joshi, the BJP president of Rajasthan, Vasundhara Raje is there, and Rajendra Rathore is there. So 5 people. And when we see Congress's, advertisements and billboards, it was until 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, it was Gehlot alone.
At least what Kumi Kapoor wrote in her column was that Amit Shah really played Vasundhara Raje. He said, give me a list to show that you can trust me. Give me a list of the people who are your close aides and I will ensure they get a ticket. So that at least, you have that these are the people who you insist should get, because they will be Vasundhara loyalists. So apparently she gave him that list. But now he kept that list. Now he knows who not to give to.
Earlier, if prime ministers were used to be called liars, it was a big thing. So I remember in 98, I am repeating earlier, in 98, Sonia Gandhi in an election rally said, Bajpayee ji ne jhoot kaha hai.
It became such a big deal, I remember.
You can imagine it would be nothing now, jhoot kaha hai. So now there is a coarseness in political speech because
Kailash Meghwal is an 89-year-old politician. He has been a speaker of Rajasthan Assembly and very close aide of Vasundhara Raje again. And he was just inducted in party 1 month ago, but again denied a ticket. So he chose to field independently.
Sorry, this gentleman you're talking about is 89 years old, you said?
Yeah, he's 89 years old and he was he's contesting from Shahpura constituency.
No, and he was inducted into the party 6 months ago.
Because.
So what was he doing for 88 and a half years?
Yeah.
Welcome to Chhota Hafta. Now, Chhota Hafta is but a small, chhota version of a complete weekly podcast, Newslaundry Hafta. The Newslaundry Hafta is where you get the week's news, what made the headlines, what didn't make the headlines, but the full version is available to subscribers only. And I don't mean YouTube subscribers, although YouTube subscribers are also very welcome, very, very grateful to you, but also to Newslaundry subscribers, the paying subscribers who pay to keep news free. So you can also become a paying subscriber by clicking the subscription link. Now, what do you get if you're a paying subscriber? You get access to all our paywall content, all interviews, podcasts, and importantly, you get access to a full unedited Hafta, where you not only get to hear the week's news, but you get to hear the Newslaundry editors' positions on matters. You get to see their biases, what are their prejudices. It's an exercise in transparency while also informing you, and we have a few quips and jokes and agreements and disagreements thrown in. So listen to the full Hafta, subscribe to Newslaundry, and pay to keep news free. Here we go.
अंग्रेज अपना लगान और न्यूज लॉन्ड्री अपना हफ्ता कभी नहीं छोड़ते. Welcome to the 460th episode of NL Hafta. We're recording this on the 23rd of November, Thursday at 3:20 p.m. in the afternoon from our studio in Delhi. And Delhi is just as polluted as it was a few days ago. In fact, in the last month, there have been 17 days where you cannot grab 3 or 4 restriction in place. You can't construct, you can't drive diesel vehicles, etc. So, that's where we are. Hope. And someone just sent me a photograph from Arunachal, a friend of mine, where the AQI is 14.
Oh, inside your house it is 300 plus.
Yeah. So, anyway, so that's where we are. Last week, we had people who've reported on the ground from Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Mizoram and Telangana. Rajasthan was missed out. Today, we will complete all states. Joining us from Jaipur is Tabeenah Anjum. Hi, Tabeenah.
Hi, Abhinandan. Hi, everyone.
Hello, let me introduce our audience to Tabeenah, who's a senior journalist. She has over a decade and a half of experience in print and multimedia journalism. She reports from Rajasthan on politics, gender, human rights, migrant rights, and issues impacting marginalized communities. In fact, she's working on a book on Rajasthan politics, which will be published by Pan Macmillan. It will be out next year. So before I get into the headlines, a couple of announcements. The News Minute and Newslaundry Election Fund is still just about 50% there. I must admit I'm a little disappointed. I thought when Newslaundry and News Minute come together, this fund will get topped up within a month. It has been a month and we are just halfway there. So if you've already contributed, thank you so much. We are grateful that you support journalism and you haven't left it to the advertisements of Mr. Modi or Mr. Yogi or Mr. Kejriwal or Mr. Bhagwant Mann, who these days is a prime advertiser, I've noticed, or BRS. Mr. What is the name?
Sekhri.
Whose full page ads.
TRS,
So we hope you can top it up. So those of you who've contributed, thank you. Those of you who haven't, do consider it. And those of you who can't afford it but have friends, relatives, or rich parents, just take their phone, enter the credit card details, and support journalism because their life is 50-60% over. So they don't really give a shit about what you inherit. But if you're young and you inherit a shitty democracy, then you're fucked. So I hope for self-preservation, you will convince your parents to step up. You can go to newslaundry.com/election fund to contribute. You can go to the News Minute website or you can just click on the link below. But do contribute. On that note, let's get to the crux of what is occupying headlines, at least today while you guys are listening to the podcast, which is the Rajasthan election. The incumbent is Mr. Gehlot. He had an adversary inside the party, which was Sachin Pilot, but it seems all is hunky-dory. Or is it? Tabeenah will tell us.
And it was 2013. One could actually guess that BJP is coming. It was written on the wall. Okay, BJP is coming, and Congress was reduced to 21 seats, and it was a Modi wave undercurrent. And later in 2018, there was an anti-incumbency against Vasundhara Raje government, where one could, while reporting, one could make out or have a sense that, they would, like Raje will be voted out. But this time, the anti-incumbency tradition, the perception is there in Rajasthan. But even now, when we report and we discuss with our fellow colleagues, it's really very difficult. Even when I keep hearing the discussions or I talk to people, it's very difficult to, say, will this anti-incumbency trend break this time or not? Because there is a neck-to-neck, competition. And no visible anti-incumbency against Ashok Gehlot because of his welfare schemes. But yes, lots of resentment and anti-incumbency towards the sitting Congress MLAs.
Matchup between, as she was saying, between Mr. Modi and Gehlot. Now, this is a subtext that we saw in Karnataka election also. That and it points to a larger trend within BJP of deinstitutionalization, that party as an institution has been replaced by the duopoly of Modi Shah. So this deinstitutionalization is something very similar to what Congress saw in 70s and a larger part of 80s, that Indira Gandhi and Rajiv became bigger than the party. So the organizational structures were concentrated there. And Mr. Gehlot is showing a different kind of thing, that the party's lack of capacity to inflict costs on his indiscipline.
I mean, this is no secret. In fact, Kumi Kapoor wrote this in her column on Sunday, that Amit Shah and Vasundhara Raje don't get on at all. So what I am told by many people in Rajasthan is that she would rather see Gehlot as chief minister than an Amit Shah chief minister, which is fascinating. And the second bit of information that was given to me was that between her and Gehlot, they will have mutually agreed upon about a dozen or so independents who both will ensure win. And depending on who needs those 12, they will be adjusted. So these 12 are basically the muscle flex for both of them to manage inner party dynamics. I was like, genius move. See, these are the things that a simple mind like us cannot understand. But is this the pre-election gossip that goes on? Or the stuff like this actually happen?
In 2018, after Congress came to power, they had 99 seats. They won 99 seats out of 200. So these 10 out of 13 independent MLAs and 6 BSP MLAs, they supported Gehlot. They supported him twice while forming the government because, it gave him an edge over Sachin Pilot. He had more numbers. He had more MLAs. And second time when they supported him was 2020 rebellion. 2020 summers. They were again there, they supported him. So this time when we saw the Congress list, Congress has accommodated most of them. The 6 MLAs from BSP who had supported then, Congress had already inducted them. And most of the independents who supported Gehlot, they are this time being fielded on Congress ticket. Now, this time in Rajasthan, we have 30-40 rebels, like prominent rebels. We have many independent candidates, but 30-40 are like, who have some winnability criteria. So and this time, but more than Congress, we have rebels from BJP, and most of them are...
BJP is not afraid of, removing these rebels. These days, if you see the past trend in other state elections, BJP is very quick enough to, drop, say, if there are 100 sitting MLAs, they will get a report and they will drop 40 of them. They are very ruthless.
Yeah, but how many of them rebel?
They try to persuade them in if they are contesting, as independent. But if they don't, they just let them do this. And as Tabeenah says, that once they win, in case they win, so it's very easy to get them back.
I just want to talk briefly about this Pannu guy's alleged assassination attempt, which USA foiled, and clearly India hasn't had to pay a very big price. No one's created a big shindy about it. Had FT not reported this, no one would even know. Is there some merit in the fact that India is significant enough? We can debate whether Modi has anything to do with it or not, to not be pushed around.
I think democracy or not, India is a mid-power. It is not of course, it is not the super among the big powers, but it's a mid-power. It's not. But I think in a decade or two, because one thing is its geopolitical positioning in South Asia as a counter to Chinese threat that Western powers have, and also the sheer size, sheer military and economic potential is obviously its importance was underlined in the post-pandemic year. So there is a sense of inevitability to it emerging as a big power because of various factors. It is irrespective of regime, which regime governs India. But
and so, do you have a position on I won't say the ethical argument, because running a country is seldom an ethical exercise. It's about interests. Bumping off people who are seen as terrorists. Is it a smart thing for India to do, or is it a dumb thing to do?
No, this is something which US had done, in Pakistan, and it was an overt and covert, action, and they owned it up. RAW, our intelligence, organization which does all the intelligence, abroad. So whatever operations they do it very silently. India I have not seen even one such action which was attributed to India, and India acknowledged it, owned it. So I think we cannot judge, all the actions that have been happening and where India has been accused of. I don't think we can judge, India is not going to own it up.
बस मुफ्त में इतना ही मिलेगा. For the full uncut podcast, subscribe to Newslaundry and pay to keep news free. The best way to listen to the Hafta and indeed all our podcasts is through the Newslaundry app. You can download the app by clicking on the links given in the show notes. So do download our app and get the best podcast experience. And also pay for news and support a new news media ecosystem that Newslaundry is trying to encourage, where we are accountable to you because we run on contributions that you make. We don't take government ads, we don't take corporations ads, so that news serves the public, because when the public pays, the public is served. Subscribe to Newslaundry, click on the link in the show notes below and proudly say, I pay to keep news free.